Hi, and welcome to Sacred Silver. And today we're going to be talking about 5 uses of silver in industry and why it may be a good investment today. So, our first topic is going to be solar panels. And solar panels are really common, obviously. We see it on a lot of houses, a lot of schools, gas stations. We're seeing it much more today, especially since the rise of it in the past decade. And we are only hearing more of that, especially today with our renewable energy talks. Obviously, energy is a huge topic of discussion today. So solar is only becoming much more prominent. So in fact, we actually use 81 million ounces of silver in this sector per year. And that's a lot of silver. And how it's really used in solar panels, it's about 20 grams of silver in about 2 square meters of an actual panel. So that's a lot of silver being used in just 1 year. And that's a lot of panels containing a lot of silver. And there's probably going to be other ways of harnessing it, especially when we start throwing our panels away. We're probably going to have to start rummaging through our old panels. I'm sure there'll be landfills of panels, which is going to be a whole another environmental disaster, but we're going to have to go through those landfills, and I'm sure we're going to have to see if we can rummage through to find some more silver. So that's going to be a big one. And again, like I said, more industry is really increasing, and we're going to be seeing more panels in the future. So I only see this as a plus for silver. Next is medicine. And medicine has been used I should say silver has been used in medicine for a long, long time. The ancient Egyptians used to line their water bottles with it. We would use silverware for a reason, because it would be antibacterial in nature. So we would use that to make sure we don't get any kind of infection. Don't mind my cat in the background. So with that, you have this antibacterial nature, which we now see in medicine today. It's used in catheters, it's used in x-ray film, and it's obviously used in things like colloidal silver that we colloquially see a lot of the time. So these are things that we're seeing more and more of, especially since our little corona bug that just happened this past few years. And that's something that we've seen a lot of increase in. If you recall, there were videos in China. And in China, they were spraying a silver spray to get rid of that bug. So whether it worked or not, I don't know. But it's something that's only increasing because of its usefulness, of its antibacterial properties. And again, medicine has been using it for hundreds of years, if not thousands of years. And we are only using it more and more in modern medicine today. All right, so next is batteries. And this kind of goes back to what I was mentioning with our renewable energy movement, because we are seeing more of the electric cars coming into the market, and it's something that we're going to be seeing a lot of. Now, I don't necessarily agree with some of the cobalt that we have to mine and going all over the world just to get electric batteries built, but nonetheless, this market is not going away. And electric batteries are something that we're going to be seeing more and more of. So something to keep in mind, that batteries are used not only in cars, but they're going to be used in our cell phones. They're going to be used in anything that's really a portable electronic. And that being said, silver is really used in portable electronics and in these batteries. So it is nonstop in terms of its usefulness. Now, before I go to the next topic, why it's so useful is because silver is the most electrically conductive metal on the planet. So its usefulness is almost up there in terms of oil, because oil is one of our most useful commodities. But this one might, in terms of the way we're going, it might trump even oil very soon. So something to consider here. This goes with that renewable energy movement. Batteries are the future, and we're only using them more and more today. All right, next, rockets. Okay, so this is actually something that I didn't know. We use 300 to 400 ounces of silver in one rocket, which is kind of blows my mind, because that's probably a lot of people's stacks, or more than a lot of people's stacks. And to think about, a rocket just blowing up and then all that silver just disappearing, that silver you don't recover. You don't get that silver back. And so that's a huge thing. And I really, really want people to understand how, since we're going into Ukraine, we're going into these different this war, and there may even be a war in Taiwan for all we know. I really pray that we don't go into that kind of altercation, but it may happen. And these countries, including ours, are using rockets that contain all of this silver. So it's something to consider, that even though it would be a very sad set of circumstances if we do go further into war, silver only goes up in its value because of uncertainty and because of the usefulness in terms of that industry. All right, and the last topic is water purification. And water purification is something that we've been also using for thousands of years. And again, I mentioned it, but the water filtration that the ancient Egyptians used, they basically used to, at least started with lining their water bottles with silver to make sure that their water didn't have any bacteria that they didn't want. And now we are seeing silver being used in a lot of filters, whether it be, let's say, the Berkey filters, especially if you're into getting the anti-fluoride filters, silver's in there. And it is very, very useful in terms of softening and cleaning your water and making sure you have really clean water. And this actually goes even further into what we need to talk about today, because water is now becoming another hot topic. It's something that now is becoming super important. We have to consider what may happen with water in the future with, let's say, well water rights, and whether it's the state's right to hold your water or whether it's yours. And now that there's shortages, the Colorado River drought, all of these things are coming to fruition where water is a huge question, and you supplying and filtering your water becomes that much more important. So if you like this content, if you like the video, please like, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.